When looking for the king of podcasts, you're at the wrong channel.
Well, excuse me!
Looking for good ideas for life? You're far from good hands.
Hey, bud, what's your problem?
If you think the listener is always right, you're far from the right place.
Out of order! Even in the future, nothing works!
Hosted by a Northeasterner by birth, but a rebel by choice.
Are you threatening me?
If you want a host that floats between love and madness,
and we know the night is always gonna be here anyway. Thinking of you's working up my appetite, looking forward to a little afternoon delight.
then play on and listen to Crazy Train Radio.
All right, guys, listen to this blues riff and B. Watch me for the changes and try and keep up, okay?
Within the gaming world, there are your general gamers, but then there are those that enjoy the dark underbelly of gaming. If you're one of those that enjoy the dark underbelly of gaming, we certainly got the place to send you. Scorpion Lair Games. That's right, Scorpion Lair Games is the creators of the true crime hit Killers, the card game. Let's not forget they also have Killers Clothing Company, the profiler game, and things like the 5-Minute Murder channel on YouTube. And we certainly can't forget the new book that is certainly a hit, Beyond the Headliners, True Crimes, Myths, and Legends. Make sure you visit Jeff and the Scorpion Lair Games on Facebook and everywhere today.
What's up? This is Mark Haynes from the movie Stream, and you're here listening to Crazy Train Radio.
Hey folks, it's your least favorite host in the podcast world, Croc, Jonathan Steele. And boy, do we have a good one for you today. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this next guest has certainly gotten his workout routine from some new horror icon and soon-to-be legend Art the Clown in David Howard Thornton, because they have similar builds.
Hello, let us begin by introducing ourselves. I am Han. I'm Franz. And we want to pop you up.
But also, he's done stunt work, acting, and has worn many other hats, including being fluent in Spanish. Let's welcome Player 4 from the great Fuzz on the Lunge Project stream, Mark Haynes. Mark, how you doing, sir?
Hey, thanks for having me. That's good research. You know about the Spanish and everything. That's cool.
Hey, I try once in a while, and
That's awesome.
I know I tease, and I'll give you a little backstory with the line about working out like David. And obviously, you've seen the Terrifier movies, right?
Yeah, of course. Big fan.
Okay, so obviously in part 2, he's in the laundromat naked, pretty much washing his costume and all that fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I had jokingly said to him during a live stream event I was hosting for cancer or something last year or the year before, and was asking him about the steroids and stuff he was using for his workouts. You know, with such a muscular build that he's got, and he thought it was funny as hell. So
Yeah.
no, but how was your? I guess I can still say this and ask, how was your holidays and everything post the release of Stream?
Yeah, it was good. You know, been doing a bunch of different conventions and stuff. Got one coming up this Saturday, and then I think I'll be doing another one in March. So in New Jersey. So yeah, been keeping pretty busy with all that stuff. Had a good holiday season. Spent time with my family and everything. So yeah, it's been good. Keeping busy now. Been working on a few other projects and things like that.
Well, that's good. On the personal level, I'm curious to know. Well, from what I heard, you were from the Gettysburg area, give or
From
take.
York, Pennsylvania. So yeah, probably
Okay.
about an hour from Gettysburg.
So here's the funny part. An ex of mine was, and you would be familiar with it, I would think. New Hope, or not New Hope, excuse me, New Oxford.
Yeah, New Oxford.
Right.
Yeah, we used to play them in sports and stuff at my high school.
Yeah, so I could give the geography lesson for folks. It's if you take 10 from Harrisburg, head southbound.
You would take from Harrisburg, you'd take Route 83.
Okay, yeah. So it's between York and Gettysburg, but there's a couple different ways to get there.
Oh yeah. To get to New Oxford, I'm not sure what you would take from Harrisburg.
Yeah, I would usually go to the turnpike, then head southbound.
Oh, okay, yeah.
To 283, like I think that's 10 or something, but
yeah, that's possible.
Yeah. So, we're going too far into the woods there on everything,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
so obviously I never want to assume about people, but I heard you mention this during another conversation you had. And apparently you did some pro wrestling stuff for a while there.
Yeah. I was doing a little wrestling, the independent circuit. I never was in like the WWE or anything like that. But yeah, I have some pro wrestling training, so that I kind of used that training to get into like stunt work and stuff for film, because it's very similar. For doing stunts with acting is very similar to pro wrestling. So.
Oh, absolutely. And I have a lot of friends in that world. Was it mostly like Pennsylvania you were doing, the Northeast, or?
Yeah, like Pennsylvania, New Jersey, pretty much. And still, I still help out at like local shows if they're like short on people and they need somebody to come in there and throw people around. I'll still help out. It was just never something I wanted to pursue like full time, because all the guys that I know that do pro wrestling, their bodies are real beat up and they have to take painkillers all the time. So yeah, that was never something that I was really wanting to have like so many injuries and being in pain all the time.
Absolutely. Who signs up for it? But then again, in certain ways you do when you get into the wrestling game. And, I'm just glad with the bigger scale side of things, like you said, WWE, AEW, things like that. They have lightened the schedule compared to the 300 days plus a year that guys will be beating up their bodies. So.
Oh, yeah. There was definitely years ago they didn't have restrictions, and those guys were really taking a beating every night pretty much.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends who are the old timers and the legends and such, and people who are close to them as well. So it's like when you hear their stories, it's like, oh, gee, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But so obviously getting your start in the acting and stunt world, and it's kind of cool. You've, I believe, done like 3 films with Dave Bautista. Speaking of wrestling, so
yeah,
what's Dave like? Because Dave, behind the scenes, from guys I know who know him, say he's pretty quiet, very reserved kind of guy. What's your experience with Dave?
Yeah, definitely. His because you meet him thinking he's a certain way from the internet videos and from his wrestling career, but he's actually in real life he's a lot different than that. And he was chill. He's a really cool dude, and just quiet and kind of like myself a lot, because I'm more laid back and not all like but yeah, he's a real cool guy. So it was definitely a pleasure working with him. And I think He lost a lot of weight recently, so
Yeah.
I probably won't be doubling him anytime anymore because he's getting older and he wanted to scale down his body and everything for just to have more longevity and be healthy. So
Yeah, no, I've heard him talk about it, and it totally makes sense that at a certain point you got to get, for the
yeah, I
long
think
term.
yeah he's in his mid 50s now, so to carry around 300 pounds at 56 years old is just not feasible anymore.
Yeah, it reminds me also with guys I know who played in the NFL, and like more so the linemen,
Yeah, for
where
sure.
where perfect example would be I always use is John Runyon,
Hmm.
who played for the Eagles, and he was probably as peak anywhere from like 350 to 390, something like that.
Oh
Mind
wow.
you, he was like 6'8", 6'9", whatever, but
Yeah.
still a lot of mass to hold on to. And once he got stopped playing, it's like, it was better for my joints. It's better for, just
Yeah.
the
Oh yeah,
whole.
absolutely.
So obviously, besides Dave, you've had the opportunity because most people think of streaming. Oh, wow, this guy Mark, player four, all that. But you've been in the game for at least 10 to 12 years. So,
Yeah, it's a slow progression, but I've been really working at acting and stuff. I've been at it for a long time. Stream was just kind of like my hopefully my big break in like the horror community at least.
yeah.
So it's opened
So,
a lot of doors for me.
absolutely. So, in that time building up, and Stream obviously has it with a lot of cameos and a lot of stars. But how quickly would you say you've learned being around quote unquote celebrities?
Yeah. Well, it was great working on Stream, being around all the big names because they were all so friendly and everything. They treated everyone, as important as anyone else. Just even like the members of the crew and like the other actors who weren't, big names like them. Danielle Harris and all them. They were just it was so great, and yeah, they didn't they didn't act like they were better than anybody else. So it was a real pleasure to be around the celebrities with Stream. So
Yeah, because I look at it like this. I've been doing this for going to be 13 years in June. And yeah, luckily I've been around many quote unquote celebrities, and fans will tell me, oh, right, it's great you text with this one or that one, or, I mean, because I've kept relationships with mostly everybody throughout doing this.
yeah,
And I look at it as just like, and I've also been fortunate enough to sit and have a cocktail with some, and, if we're all in the same area and such. But I think of it as, we all put our pants on the same way. We are, what I mean? We're people at the end of the day.
yeah. When I first started meeting, celebrities or whatever, and working around them, I was starstruck at first, but it was nice being with a group of people like with Stream who just put you at ease and make you feel comfortable with them.
Absolutely. But how did you get involved with Stream?
It was just basically my manager sent me the audition. They were casting, for someone who I fit the description of. They put like a post out there online for all the agents and managers to see, and then I got submitted for it by my manager, and then they requested an audition for me. So I didn't really know any of the Fuzz on the Lens guys before filming Stream or anything like that. So
All kidding aside, those guys are great dudes. Phil and
yeah, oh
Michael and
yeah,
Jason, that whole gang is just,
yeah. I mean, now that we've worked together and we've been doing some conventions together, I hope that they feel like I'm part of the family because they're just a great group of people, and it's just even. The movies and everything aside, they're just a group of people I would want to hang out with, just in everyday life because they're just fun to be around, and they're all really cool.
and I can tell you this, wouldn't tell anybody, not just because this will be released and such, but when I get to start talking with new folks like yourself and such, I usually reach out to people who've maybe worked with you. So obviously I reached out to Michael and Jason, and just everybody that group, and I said, "Hey, our conversations through email and text have been great, but I said, hey, what I'd like to have an outside opinion. Hey, what's Mark like?" And everybody had nothing but love and positive things to say about you. So you're with a good group there.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, yeah. Well, I have nothing but good things to say about all of them, so that's a good thing.
So obviously, you know, I watched a movie again last night as I was sitting just putting notes together and different
Right.
things. And probably, well, you had two of my favorite kills in the movie, I would say.
Oh, nice.
And
Thank you.
one was I think it was Daniel Roebuck, if I remember, out in the courtyard
Yeah,
where he was lifted onto
yeah. That was kind of like implied that I killed him, but you don't really
But
actually
yeah,
see
that
that.
it was,
Yeah,
yeah, I put that under your check mark there
yeah, yeah,
for
definitely.
points. And then you had another one early in the movie.
With
Trying to,
Dave Sheridan.
yes, in the
Yeah,
game room. So
yeah.
was there, when putting stuff together like that, whether it was implied or we saw with Dave, was there a big learning experience for you in terms of, all right, this is how we're gonna, because obviously Fuzz on a Lens, they're gonna try to do things on if you, something costs $100, they're gonna try to do it for 50. You know what I mean? They're gonna be
Yeah.
cost conscious. So
No, I mean, because I had done stunts and stuff before, so I had a pretty good idea about what we were doing, and and to prepare myself for the role, I immersed myself with, watching their previous projects. So I was trying to get a feel for the kind of shots that they were looking to get and everything. So no, it was nice working with them and Damien, who did the special effects for the movie. He can really like bring everything to life. So it was just it was a great experience to be around such geniuses with everything.
yeah, that's amazing with the how smart everybody is and putting everything together to. And obviously, Terrifier 3 came out right after Stream, and I think it was Joker 2 that they were beating, and just
Yeah,
insane numbers. So,
especially with the size budget that each of those movies had, and Terrifier beat out the Joker when they had way hundreds times less money that they spent making the movie. It's just
and the
amazing.
marketing and all that, so.
Yeah, it's just crazy what they can do nowadays with the independent films.
Well, speaking of independent projects, you've been around the game a few blocks or a few years now. What's your thoughts on the independent projects as far as the kind of reaction they've been getting?
Yeah, no, I love it because the people making these indie projects, you can really feel the passion and just the love for what they're doing. Like you can tell that it's not about making the money and everything, even though Terrifier did make a ton of money, but you can just tell like these are things that they love, and they're not going to compromise their art for anybody. And I don't know, it's just more fun to work on something when it's like a passion project, and when it's something that they're really into, and they actually care about the fans, and they want the project to turn out good, and it's not just some kind of cash grab where they're just looking to make a quick buck. They're actually they want to make a good product that people are going to enjoy.
Absolutely. I heard in that previous conversation that I was listening to yesterday say you had interest in being available for Terrifier 4 if it were to be.
Yeah,
What kind of
yeah,
role
I'm,
would
I'm
you
counting
see?
on it.
Yeah, what kind of role would you do? You have an idea of what you like to do, or you just game for whatever they might throw at you?
Yeah, I've been doing acting for 10 plus years, so I'm down for whatever. If they have any idea for me, I don't mind doing like a comedic role, or if they want to do like a fight scene, something like that. I know Terrifier 4, from what I heard, it's going to get into a lot of the Art the Clown's backstory and things like
Mhm.
that, and it's gonna answer a lot of questions that people have about the Terrifier series. So I'm hoping that they let me play some kind of a part in that. because that would be a real honor for me to get to work with those guys again, and just be an honor to be part of such a legendary franchise like that.
Absolutely. So obviously acting and everything for 10 plus years so far, knock on wood. What did your family think when you said, "All right, I'm going to go get this entertainment thing a shot"?
So originally I got into it. I was working another job, regular 9 to 5 type job, and I actually got fired from that job. So I was like, well, now there's no reason to. I'm going to put my foot on the pedal, full speed, just make a real effort at this, and instead of keeping it on the back burner or anything like that, I'm just gonna go all in. And so that's what I've been doing since like 2013 is when I decided to go all in. Before that, I was I wanted to be an actor, but it was like kind of, on the back burner because I had, a regular job and everything. So I would try to work acting stuff around my real job, but it just wasn't working out. So it's kind of like I was kind of thrust into that because of the
Like a sink or swim kind of deal.
Yeah. So that's kind of how it happened. So it turned out to kind of be a blessing that I got fired from that job.
Yeah, exactly. But like, did your parents or anybody go, "Yeah, Mark, what the hell are you thinking?
Yeah.
We want you to have a steady paycheck and insurance and just,
Of course. And I think my mom probably still, because as you can see, I'm not living in the lavish life here. I'm, a struggling actor. So I think my mom still probably wishes I had like more of a steady paycheck coming in. But things are thankfully picking up with acting. So I'm starting to get more frequent work now.
Absolutely. So I mentioned in the introduction about being fluent in Spanish. So where did you want to start getting involved in learning Spanish?
I probably started, it's been a while. I probably started like 17 years ago studying. I didn't do it I didn't take any classes or anything. I just kind of self-taught. And my brother went down and he moved to Mexico. So I was like going down there and visiting him a lot. So I was picking up on things and just reading books and stuff. And nowadays there's so many different apps on the phone and everything. So I'm actually I am certified to be a translator in New Jersey. So I do that as like a side job now, kind of where I can work as a translator in like different medical offices or courtrooms and things like that. So yes, that's kind of cool. So I can take a job doing that. Like if I don't have anything acting wise going on, and I can kind of work around my acting with doing that kind of thing.
And you got to be a sick and twisted bastard like myself in this way. And I know a little bit of this and a little bit of that, just enough to get by. But you got to have some fun with it and listen to it if you hear people speaking and go,
Yeah,
maybe insert yourself once in a while.
yeah, I do that a lot, and I think a lot of times people don't like it, like when they find out I can speak Spanish, because then they know they can't talk dirt anymore. But yeah, and I'm currently been studying Portuguese. It's just kind of like a passion of mine, learning foreign languages. I wish I could be like one of these polyglots who could speak like 10 languages. But yeah, for now, I'm trying to learn a third right now, and I know like a little bit of German, but it's harder to pick up on German because there's not so many people to practice with here in the United States. At least with Spanish, you can find somebody to start up a conversation with, and that really helps out your vocabulary and everything.
Well, obviously, you have been a guy that has worked out and such. So, where did you get the interest in working out and leading to things like the bodybuilding and such?
Yeah, I think in high school I started. I had always played sports and everything growing up, and I was into all of that. And then probably about my late teens, I really got big into working out, and you just kind of get addicted to it. You start going to the gym, and then it just becomes like an addiction, and then you get like kind of like how they say like people who run a lot get that runner's high. You kind of get like a high from just working out all the time. So yeah, I did. I've been doing that for a while. I competed in bodybuilding competitions for like 12 years, and so I don't compete anymore. No plans to do that anymore. But I still live the lifestyle. I go to the gym almost every day, and I still try to eat healthy and just eating protein and just trying to keep myself fit as much as possible.
Absolutely. And I'll go back to what I was referencing earlier before we jumped in the stream there. And I know you have done some bits with the Tonight Show. Like I've seen a couple of them. Like the one that stands out obviously right now is the deal you were in the background dressed as Aquaman with Jason Momoa. So how did you get involved with doing stuff with the Tonight Show?
Oh yeah, I've been on the Tonight Show 3 different times. I did. They had me dressed up as He-Man, and I was dressed up as the Incredible Hulk. Just different skits on there, different comedy skits, and no, it was cool. I think I got involved with that just through submitting for it through auditions and stuff, like with my agents and things like that. So
Okay. Yeah, it's funny that one of my better friends from the acting world was in the He-Man movie from '87.
oh nice.
Yeah, I don't know how old you are, but I'm sure we're close in age that, you probably saw that movie growing up. So
Yeah, I think I was born in '87, so I probably
okay.
saw it as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure as a kid I saw it.
Yeah, it'd be kind of funny to he's also a stunt guy and weapons and all. I think it might be a good connection for you to
Yeah, definitely.
yeah,
That'd be great to talk
get,
to him.
yeah, get some new skills and whatnot. So I'll make that happen.
Yeah.
But you mentioned you got a couple conventions coming up soon here in like March. I'm guessing that's Jersey HorrorCon that's out of Edison, and there's
Yeah, and then I got one this tomorrow actually on Saturday in Sayreville, New Jersey. There's just I don't even know I forget what it's even called. I think it's a smaller just a
yeah.
smaller thing. I think just a one day like a sideshow thing, but
Okay.
should be fun. All the conventions are always a great time, because everybody's so cool. All the fans and all the other people who have tables at the convention, everyone's friendly, so it's a great time.
But speaking of that, before I ask my last question, is what kind of reaction have you been getting from folks when they come up and see you, whether it be stream or doing stuff with some of the other projects you've done throughout your career?
Yeah, everybody. I've noticed everyone in the horror community is like a big family. So that's what I love about it so
Yes.
much is that, everybody has been positive. A lot of the feedback, is everybody has been really nice, and it's just I appreciate meeting everybody and all the kind words and everything that everybody has to say, and just getting to know people, talk to people, and see that it seems like a lot of people everyone's real personable. Like all the people in the horror at these horror conventions and everything is easy to talk to, and just so that's what I really like about it is we're like a big family.
Yeah. Were you a horror fan before you got into the industry?
Yeah, a little bit, but not like I wasn't like a diehard but I liked different movies and stuff. But yeah, definitely. I went to like the one Monster Mania one time before, but until I did like stream and stuff, I hadn't gone to too many different conventions. So
Right on.
it's opened a lot of doors, and I've really loved it.
So on the professional level or the professional side of things, do you have anything coming up that you can talk about? Because I know people get projects months in advance.
Yeah, definitely. This week I filmed a Christmas movie that'll be coming out. It's like one of these Hallmark or Lifetime. I don't know what network it's going to be on, but it's one of those corny, cheesy movies.
Crying channels.
Yeah. But horror wise, I have Amityville Barbie, which I filmed the one day on, and then we'll be completing that probably this spring or this summer, and that was a fun project to work on, and I think a lot of people are going to really like that because it's like a comedy / horror thing. So that's what it's really funny too. So I think people are going to be into that. And it also has like beautiful women in it. So what more could you ask for? And and then I did have a short film, Swine and Dine, that'll be out soon, and that's a funny slasher where I'm like a half man, half pig, and it's about like the animals getting even with I play like a pig man, and the animals get even with the animal abusers. So it's kind of like a slasher where I kill a bunch of people who abuse animals because I'm like a half pig. So that was pretty cool. And then also have a film coming out in the summertime, I believe. It's called Out Come the Wolves. So it's I don't think it's like much of a horror film, but it still should be a cool movie.
Right on. Well, I'm going to share the social media links for Instagram for you and the IMDb if anybody wants to check you out. But Mark, thank you so much for taking the time to chat.
Yeah, definitely appreciate it.
Hey there, Friday fans. We know how much you enjoy the movies. Enjoy grabbing your Friday merchandise and interacting with the Friday family, whether it be at conventions or during our particular watch-alongs. Well, when you're looking to get yourself masks, why not check out our friends over at Camp Blood Customs out of New York State and order your specific custom mask from any of the films. All orders are made specifically. Your needs and wants are. Make sure you find Camp Blood Customs on Facebook, Instagram, and all over social media and order yours today.
Hey, boils and ghouls, David Howard Thornton, Art the Clown himself, and you're listening to Crazy Train Radio. Choo choo!
Yeah!